Hi, I'm Rob Angel, and I'm the creator of Pictionary, and I want to talk today about inventing.
Pictionary is an exciting charades on paper game where teams guess what their teammate is drawing. How did you come up with the idea for your game?
I came up with Pictionary when I just graduated from college. I'd moved in with three buddies, and we started sketching words out of the dictionary. That was it. There was no rules, no game. We just had a ball. It was just an activity. But we stayed up all night long playing this silly game. And one night I thought, this would make a good board game. And that was the genesis. From there is when I started working on it. It was a simple activity.
What was the first step you took to create your game?
To take it from just the idea stage to an actual game, I had to get started. I know it sounds kind of silly, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to do it. So I broke it down, the game inventing, the game itself, to its simplest idea. And that was the word list. So I just got started with the smallest, easiest first step. So I grabbed a pad of paper, a pencil, and a little dictionary that I used at college, went in the backyard and opened it up. And I wrote down the first word that made sense for Pictionary, and the word was aardvark. That was it. I mean, that's how Pictionary got started. Taking that first step, writing down the word aardvark, and everything built from that.
What kind of obstacles did you face?
There was a lot of obstacles to creating this game. First of all, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't never made a game before. I never put a game together before. So once I got started, the biggest obstacle was the cards. So I did 1,000 games, and each game had 500 cards. Well, they were supposed to come from the printer in 500 cards per game. They didn't come that way. So we had to physically hand sort 500,000 game cards into the boxes. It took 16 hours a day for 6 days straight, but we got it done. So it was just all a physical time after time, step after step to get it done, but we got it done, and we just came together. We had to overcome the problem. We couldn't say no. We couldn't just throw up our hands and say, well, we can't do it. We just rolled up our sleeves and got it done.
What advice do you have for overcoming obstacles?
When you're faced with obstacles, and there's going to be obstacles, they're just part of life, they're part of business, they're part of creating. Just acknowledge them, right? They're going to happen. So when one pops up, just say, okay, here's an obstacle. How do I plow through it? How do I go around it? So don't let it get to you, because they're going to happen. Nobody's unique that way. When the card problem happened, we didn't crumble. We went through it.
How did you market your game?
When marketing Pictionary, we knew the single greatest thing about it was the drawing and the sketching. So when we marketed it, we had to get that across to people. We couldn't do that on the internet, which didn't exist. We had to get the pencil in their hand. So I went to Nordstrom's. I'm 26 years old, and I stood at the bottom of an escalator with a little table and a Pictionary game and a pad of paper and a pencil. And anybody that would come down the escalator, I'd say, hey, do you want to play Pictionary? And people thought I was crazy. But I got the pencil in their hand and we started playing. And they had a ball. And that was the whole gig. Sampling, get them to play Pictionary. I would even take the game into restaurants, open it up, start playing. What are you doing? Well, I'm playing Pictionary.
What advice do you have for people who get discouraged?
There were times where the problem, I just couldn't figure it out. I just couldn't work around the problem. But I was so focused on it, I just had to stop for a little bit. So I would take a step back. Because if I didn't take a break, if I didn't take a walk, if I didn't just take a little time, I would get frustrated. And that's no fun for the creative process.
What is your favorite part of the creative process?
My favorite part of inventing and creating is experimenting. I don't know what's going to happen half the time. I don't know what the trail is going to take me. I like taking two pieces of a puzzle and putting them together. And if they don't fit, okay, I'll take another two pieces. So the experimenting of taking things and trying to make something different to me is just absolute blast, or three things, whatever it is. And so it's a process. You don't just all of a sudden, here it is. All of a sudden you got to try a different angle, a different angle. And to me, that's a blast. I really enjoy coming up with new ideas. I really enjoy putting things together. And that to me is just really fun. And it's not frustrating, right? If something doesn't work, okay, it didn't work. Try something else, right? The creative process is exactly that. It's creative. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. It is what it is. So when you're done, you may not be done. Keep going. Try something new. Try something different. And that to me is by far the most fun of creating and inventing, is the not knowing where you're going to wind up when it's done.
Why do you think your game was a success?
It was a team game. Everybody was having fun. Everybody was in on your silly drawings. Everybody had fun together, and it created this shared experience. And that's was the beauty of it. Everybody was playing together, and even if you lost, you had fun.
What advice do you have for aspiring inventors and creators?
Here's my advice to inventors. One, experiment. Take things that didn't exist before, put them together, see what happens. Take things out of your brain, take things out of other people's brain. Just keep experimenting and you'll see what comes. And that's what inventors do. They don't say, here's what I'm going to do. So just keep going. And that's part of the second thing is enjoy the process, because inventing is a process. If you put something together and it doesn't work, great. Try something else. So enjoy the experimentation. Enjoy what you're doing. And that's the fun of it. And listen to yourself. And number three, trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust who you are to know if it's a good idea. Trust yourself and don't listen to all the naysayers. Don't listen to people telling you that it can't be done. Don't listen to the people say it's a bad idea. Just listen to yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your head, and you'll know if it's a good idea. You'll know whether to continue or not. And it all just comes down to having fun. The whole process, everything is about having fun, finding your happiness, and just enjoying yourself. So I wish everybody luck, and I wish everybody happy and healthy creating.